Yeah.
Now, it was somebody that cooperated with us so that you can be here today. So you have to cooperate and let the cash come out.
Unfortunately, sir, I can't be found cooperating on such endeavors. It is called corruption. I should channel state money to finance your own campaign. Public funds entrusted to our ministry, never.
Yes, what is your problem now? We are not asking you to bring all the money for your ministry. That is not what we are saying. We are only asking for a fraction of it, and then you can cover it and say it is for one project. Nobody will know. And before you say Jack, we are back for second time. And cover up.
Whether it is whole or part, public funds are not for campaigns. That is corruption.
But before you were born, we have been doing this thing now. Abi, is it your father's money?
I say capital no. You may have been doing it before I was born. That doesn't make it right, and I will not support it. If you don't leave my office now, I will call EFCC for you.
Okay, I will leave. Don't call EFCC, please. Don't call. I will.
Get out! I'm saying no to using public funds for campaigns. I'm saying no to every form of corruption during elections.
Say no to using public funds for campaign corruption. For a better Nigeria, support free and fair elections.
The participants in their various presentations also expressed their concern with the fact that vote buying has assumed the status of a culture, way of life, and a pattern in the electoral process and its impact on good governance. The participants also noted that vote buying in elections have become institutionalized across the country and also imbibed by the mainstream political parties.
INEC, the judiciary, and security. The trinity of these three institutions will give Nigeria a different kind of electoral, the kind of election you want to see that happens in other parts of the world. Because in the event that what the EMB ought to have done is unable to do so, or refuses to do so, of course this matter will go to court, the judiciary. The question is, how committed is the judiciary to standing tall and mighty, the defense of democracy and the rule of law, and of course, the security. Security has become a serious issue in election management in our country. And that deserves a reflection on the level of maturity of our democracy. Because around the world, if you go to Ghana, you don't see huge presence of security during the elections. But here in our country, we have to mobilize the entire security assets of our country in order to conduct elections.
After an intense brainstorming session by the participants, the forum, through the support of a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN, Mr. Femi Falano, came up with a harmonized report with the aim of drawing a list of possible prosecutions. There were also recommendations made to stakeholders by the participants, which includes the following: that Nigerians need to be mobilized and sensitized against vote trading as a remarkable step to deepening democracy and the rule of law. The electoral law reform should be strengthened to isolate vote buying as a major item which should attract stiffer penalties like long years of imprisonment and banning from participation in future elections for a number of years that are deterrent enough. That INEC should introduce electronic voting with the aim of eliminating vote trading apart from making the vote process more secret and confidential. The INEC, in collaboration with the police, should prosecute those arrested in the last elections for vote buying to serve as deterrents to others and to guarantee transparency in future elections.
They are already planning where the president will come from in 2023. As far as we are concerned, it's due to the status quo. Our challenge is to ensure that we pose the challenge. That's our challenge, to pose the challenge to the status quo. The last point is that, yes, we must have NGOs. Very good. But the NGOs must realize that there is a limit to the struggle for change if you just write reports. to please fund us. What is important is the destiny of our country, and that is why we have to address political power very seriously. Because what happened in the last election is that most of those who are on social media, those who voted, have no access to social media. In one state, people go to the polling booth as early as 6 a.m. And so for us, who are in the comfort of our comfort zones, we need to learn some lessons from that election, so that when we are coming out next time, they themselves will know that we have gone beyond gathering and harassing them as it were.
I'm talking to you precisely. You day school office or the
I am happy that I called you all and you came.
Thank you, sir.
And you know that I do not just call for no reason, because I am a person with a purpose.
Yes, tell us.
Election is here again, and it is time for you to make money. See, I have money for you. You only have to do a small thing for us and you'll be rewarded heavily.
Hey, even if there's no vote, you don't enter.
Thank you. I know you will support me. I know you are with me. Share the money, share the money.
Hey.
Thank you, Oga. But please, which money is this? What exactly do we have to do for you?
Yes, tell us.
Okay. You know what? I want you to show them this money at the polling unit, so that they know they are getting paid once they press their fingers for us.
You want us to pay people at the polling station?
Correct.
For you?
Correct. Yes,
well,
correct.
That is vote buying, care.
Don't call it that. It is just the game. And you know it is what the bird eats that it flies with.
It is just the game, eh? Don't you know that vote buying is wrong in every way? What if you get caught? Oga, sorry, I no do. I say no to vote buying and every form of corruption during election. And if you continue with this rubbish, we will inform the police. My people, what do you say?
Hey, we say no to vote buying. We say no to every form of election corruption. We want a free, fair, and credible election. No!
Don't sell your future. Say no to vote buying.
Say no shishi for bribe.
Don't say your vote.
Vote buying, in the literal sense, is an economic exchange where political party candidates, through their agents, buy the electorate's vote as goods are bought from the market. This act also enables voters to sell the candidates who approach them with money. Sometimes, the outcome of a vote cast for a candidate depends on the bribe involved, rather than the choice of the citizens.
Do not tell an hungry man not to accept those things. He must accept it. All you need to let him know is that if they are giving you, say, 50,000 naira, if the resources of this state is shared, for example, your entitlement is 50 million, they are cheating you. So still collect this one, but vote your conscience. That is the message. Never discourage them. Tell them, let them know that it's their entitlement. What they ought to be getting is even much higher. So that from then they can reason with you. But if you are telling them, don't take at all, no, you are looking for trouble. Don't cause trouble. Just tell them, take you, but they ought to give you something much higher. They are cheating you. The more reason that, and again, believe that whoever has brought this one at this time actually is a criminal, does not desire to be considered at all. Because where was the person before? Has he provided for your children's school fees? Has he provided employment for your children? Where are the roads? Where is the electricity? Where is food? So these are all the issues we need to settle. That's why I said you must let him know that that vote is his life. That's your message. If he doesn't appreciate it until he gets it, just say he wants to be able to appreciate that that vote is his life. He will struggle over you.
Yeah, I want to vote for the highest bidder. If they like, they can promise to bring heaven and earth. I won't believe them until they'll bring money.
I think I agree with you. These people know who will win already. I will also just look for the highest bidder and know that I have collected my share from the national cake.
Don't let anyone buy you out. Don't vote because of money. Vote because you support the candidates and you trust that they will fulfill their campaign promises. You really think it's your votes that bring these people in? You have been fooled. Yes, I believe my votes and your votes are the one that bring the candidates in. If not, why do they bother to come and campaign to us? Look at how bad our road is. Yet, these politicians come to campaign to us. If our vote doesn't matter, they won't keep coming.
You have a good point there. All of them have come here, including their governorship candidates. But is that not just for show? So that they can see photos for posters and newspapers?
So who is watching the news and reading the newspapers? Is it not you and I?
You have a point though. They need us so.
Do you used to pay for what you don't need?
No, never.
So you see, why are the politicians offering to pay you so you can vote for them? Why are they asking that you take a photo that you voted for them so they can pay you?
Because my vote counts.
Everybody, please don't sell your vote.
It counts.
Vote for the candidate that speaks your mind.
The one you see as sincere and fit to be your leader.
Your vote counts.
If it doesn't count, they won't try to buy it.
Don't sell your vote. Don't be a part of election corruption.
Your vote counts. Don't sell it. If it doesn't count, they won't offer you money. Vote wisely. Avoid all forms of corruption in election process.
As such, the threat posed to democracy by vote trading must be curtailed in order to guarantee the rights of the people to freely exercise their democratic franchise.
The Electoral Act is against it. It's a criminal offense under the Electoral Act. But the challenge here is that's another dimension of the discussion. It's undoubtedly criminal that you go and buy vote or try to buy PVC, permanent voters card, or that you even deprive or discourage people from voting or to compel or induce people to vote. All those things are covered by the Electoral Act. But in Nigeria, we have substantial volumes of legislation unenforced. The fundamental question is that where is the enforcement machinery and capability? It's not there. Even those who want to enforce too, they will partake. They themselves will collect money because they are equally poor, they are hungry. They themselves will collect. So to now the price, it's not that they don't know. To tame this vote fine is a small thing. No. One, where is the money coming from? It's coming from somewhere. If truly we have intelligence in Nigeria, by intelligence I mean we have the state security service officer in this country. The police have their own intelligence unit. Most of the security agencies have their own intelligence unit. They even me not even be a member of intelligence. All you need to do is simple: second some or buy some spies into their midst. The police, they will tell you where they will distribute the money overnight. Where they are taking the money to, you will know easily. Where is the money coming from, you will know. Then I've advised that also we might have to revert to a situation where people must ensure that people don't take their camera phone into the polling booth. You know, that's the only evidence they show now. They say you take part of the money, when you finish voting, you snap your ballot and bring it out, then we give you balance. But if they don't have evidence, there will lead to assurance that anybody will want to gamble with his money. So these are various issues that are still very crucial and germane that we have to deal with.
You are welcome to our station. Thank you for coming.
I should be thanking you for having me. You have found time to receive me out of your very busy schedule. Thank you. And that is why I won't take too much of your time.
Okay, go on.
You see, the election is upon us already. I will need your help.
We are always at your service. Thank you for trusting us.
Yes, we trust you and will take good care of you, more than whatever any others can do.
Thank you. But what exactly do you want? I don't understand you.
Oga DPO, we will take care of you if you look away. Our opponents may have come here ahead, but we give you 5 times whatever they offer. You know our party must win. Oh, it is do or die. What do you say?
I don't understand you. Are you attempting to bribe officers of the law in order to manipulate election for you?
Oga DPO, don't call it bribe. If you call it that, it will look somehow. You just want to help us by looking away, and we will take care of you.
Mr. Politician, I won't look away. I want a free and fair election, and I will play my role efficiently. But as for you, if you don't leave my office now, you will be in jail before election day. Leave my office, corrupt politician.
Sorry, Oga. Please don't be angry.
I say no to any form of corruption in the electoral process.
Make Nigeria better. Say no to any form of corruption during election.
The 2022 governorship elections held in Ekiti and Osun states respectively witnessed a widespread of vote trading despite the presence of law enforcement agencies. According to reports from the media and elections observers, some voters received between 5,000 and 10,000 naira each under a see and pay arrangement, where a thumb-printed ballot was displayed to a party agent who stood around the polling booth, while the bigger parties allegedly shelled out huge sums of money for vote buying. Some smaller parties purportedly offered between 1,000 and 2,000 naira per vote.
Said the button send me. Hello legba. 5,000. 5,000. Yeah. 5,000 legba.
PDP.
The primaries held by major political parties to select their presidential candidates for the 2023 presidential elections were no exception, and vote buying was the order of the day. It was a case of the highest bidder wins all. Reports also have it that delegates at the primaries were paid as much as $15,000 for selling their votes, despite the fact that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, warned against mobilization of votes.
2023 election, looking at all of us on the face, borrowing from what we saw with the primaries of the leading political parties, where even contestants were openly accusing one another of heavily inducing their delegates with monetary compensation. We can imagine what was likely to happen when we get to the general election in 2023. And for us to forestall that, the payment of money to electorates or to delegates is not also limited to the leading political parties. In their small corners, the small parties are also doing the same thing because it is the mindset that in Nigeria you just have to give something to get something.
People's court is the solution, and the social media is a potential tool for the people's court. NGOs should be active, particularly the observers, in recording events that has happened and putting them on social media. Put them on the defense. When you put them on the defense, they won't have a choice. Then the MDOs, the populace, must all be interested in the quality of the people that are appointed as resident electoral commissioner, national electoral commissioner, even electoral officer. We must be interested in all of them. Look at when Comrade Guinea was in service. Under him, so many people he apprehended and prosecuted. That is the caliber of people that we need in that space.
Will you come there on Sunday?
7, 8.
During the gubernatorial elections at both Ekiti and Osun states, as well as the presidential primaries for the 2023 presidential elections, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the National Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, reportedly made a handful of arrests. But sadly, those who were arrested for electoral abuses have not been successfully prosecuted.
Why you for? With me? See the money. Look at it. F4 officer, look at it. Yeah. Hold it. Hold it. This one. Which officer? See this.
It is not enough for the police and other security agencies to arrest party agents who shared money to bribe voters on election day, but also to arrest their sponsors as well as make them face the full wrath of the law to serve as deterrence to others and avoid future occurrence.
For the integrity of our electoral process. We've discovered long before now, and we've engaged almost all our stakeholders. Once we are able to get the electoral process correctly and rightly, we wouldn't really have much to be done in terms of dealing with corruption and corrupt practices. But if the electoral process is bedeviled with all forms of abuses, corruption, manipulation, then inevitably the winners of the electoral process are bound to want to recoup whatever they must have invested in the process of the election.
Vote buying is a criminal offense under the Electoral Act in Nigeria, and it is punishable by law. Sections 22, 121 and 122 of the Electoral Act 2022 are clear on the offenses and the punishments accorded to them.
The first thing to do is to start with the education of the importance of the vote. My advice has been consistently that we need to, when I say we need, the elite or the informed, the commission itself and other civil society needs to go out there and help these uninformed, particularly the vulnerable voters, to connect their life to the vote. You must help them to establish a nexus between their life and the vote. To say, for example, if you do not have good health facility, your children are dying, you are dying, then the implication is that you have wrongly exercised your franchise. That there are no good schools for your children is because you have not done the right thing by voting the right candidate. That you do not have water, that you have the challenge of darkness, and so on and so forth. So you need to help them connect that dot. It's when they see that, this is my life, then they will struggle over it the same manner they will struggle if somebody wants to strangle them.
Corpus, how are you?
We are doing fine, sir. How are you too, sir?
I'm fine, as you can see. We just came back from campaigning in the villages across the river, you see, and they really love us.
That's really good for you. I wish you all the best.
Wait now, don't go yet. We even saw some of your people on the campaign trail and we took care of them.
Wow, good for you.
And we will take care of you too. You know you are serving your fatherland and you will be playing a key role in the election process. So we can take care of you so you can help us. And when we enter, we will still take more care of you. You know what I mean, eh?
I don't know what you mean, Oga.
Okay. Just say that the machine is not working so we can use manual process. Then we can work results in our favor. And we may not even need to do it because the people like us already. But this is just a contingency plan in case our opponents want to play smart. You know what I mean?
You want to pay us to manipulate results for you?
No big deal there now. You know we'll take care of you very well.
No, sir. We are not interested. Nigeria will take care of us.
We say no to inducement to manipulate the election process and results.
We say no to every form of corruption during elections.
A free and fair election will make a better Nigeria that can take care of its people. Say no to inducement and bribery to manipulate elections.
It is imperative to establish an Electoral Offences Commission and Tribunal to handle cases of electoral abuses, as vote trading is a critical impediment to genuine democratic consolidation. The rogue route to political office that vote buying opened must be closed permanently. Electorates who allow unscrupulous politicians to use them to get into office by means of electoral abuses should understand that they are doing so to undermine their fundamental rights to democratic accountability.
Progressively, we got there through some political actors, particularly the gladiators. They've destroyed the entire system. In fact, you see a situation where bank managers, everybody are resigning to go to politics because it is now seen as the main industry and the shortest cut to prosperity. So everybody gravitates towards it. And that is why the struggle there is one that is deadly now. Because everybody believes that they are survivor. I wish somehow this thing is even one way or the other truncated. They will die, a lot of them will die. Because they rely heavily for their survival on government posts, treasury. So this was, I do not even know, maybe what we need to do, what needs to happen, might be some form of shock therapy. You know what is called the Chinese treatment? You know the Chinese treatment? We catch you with any misdeed, we execute you.
Capital punishment.
You just execute. I see what happened during all this now. For some time, everybody ran away from the political space. kind of something must happen in one way or the other to move this country forward. Otherwise, personally, I've said this openly several times. It is not likely. It's very remote, almost nil, that any politician can reform this country again. Even if he had the intention, the truth of the matter is that the people around him, over 90% of their comfortable majority, are not there for good governance. They are there, if I put it in a raw manner, to steal, finish, nothing else. So it can't be a foreman, it can't be everywhere. We had a huge expectation when Buhari was coming. When he landed, all of us were excited. Yes, the end of corruption has come, everything has finished. What is the storyline today?
To ensure the integrity of that election come 2023, the general election, not just the presidential election, is why HEDA has dedicated this around the issue of that electoral process, the ultimate election itself, the process leading to the final results, and how we want to be sure that we are not having an election concluded and the only argument and discussion will be around who bribed more, who compromised both agency more.
To effectively achieve a positive change and holistic approach to the electoral system in Nigeria, all parties involved in the process must be intentional in the decision to play an active role to ensure that there is a total elimination of electoral abuses and corruption.